Admiral Quan He-jin stood at the forward window of her ship, the starbound Unity. For more than 2 decades, she had crossed the silent ocean of interstellar space. And yet, even after 20 years among the stars, she never lost her sense of awe. The galaxy shimmered with light and mystery, beauty wrapped in infinite darkness. But this voyage was unlike any she had taken before. This time, she was heading toward a name whispered with unease across the Galactic Federation, Earth. 400 years had passed since anyone had seen humanity. For centuries since their last message, a simple transmission that stunned the Federation. "We're going dark. Do not follow." And then, silence. No trade, no signals, no ships leaving Sol. Humanity had simply vanished. Now, after so long, the Federation had detected strange energy readings in the Sol system. Readings that defied explanation. Some suspected a weapon. Others hoped for a miracle source of energy that might save a galaxy spiraling into conflict. Either way, the Council had sent Admiral Quan to investigate. "Lieutenant Choi Mera," she said quietly, her voice steady. The young officer at the scanner turned. "Yes, Admiral. We're approaching Sol. Begin wide-spectrum scans. I want to know what we're walking into." At her side, Dr. Park Dong-woo, the ship's science officer, frowned at his console. A tall man with kind eyes, he had studied alien civilizations his entire career. "Federation records say humans numbered around 8 billion when they vanished," he said. At the time, their technology was modest. They had barely achieved faster-than-light travel. "That was 4 centuries ago," Quan replied. "A lot can change in that time." And the galaxy itself had changed. The once peaceful Federation had fractured. Empires rose from within, the Caltherian conquest fleets, the Vorthan enslavers. Wars erupted over resources. Refugees fled across star systems. Peace was now the exception, not the rule. Perhaps that was why humanity's silence troubled everyone so deeply. Had they perished? Or had they seen something the rest of the galaxy refused to see? The silence broke when Choi's voice sharpened with alarm. "Admiral, you need to see this." Quan walked quickly to her side. On the screen, the Sol system appeared, but wrong. Very wrong. "What am I looking at?" Choi's fingers danced across the controls. "There's some kind of structure surrounding the entire system. It's massive, Admiral." Dr. Park leaned closer, his face pale. "This is impossible. The readings show a metallic superstructure encircling Sol itself. Perfectly circular. Perfectly balanced." "How large?" Park swallowed. "Roughly 12 billion kilometers across. It stretches where Pluto once orbited." Choi whispered, "Pluto isn't there anymore. Neptune either. Only 6 planets remain." "Destroyed?" Quan asked, her voice low. "Not destroyed," Park corrected. "Dismantled. Their mass has been repurposed." He shifted the scan to Jupiter's coordinates, but Jupiter was gone. In its place orbited hundreds of vast constructs, each larger than Federation cities. "Habitats," Park murmured. Jupiter was taken apart and rebuilt into orbital megastructures, each holding billions. Choi's scans revealed more. Saturn has vanished too. Its remains scattered into thousands of engineered stations. And the asteroid belt, she hesitated. "It's arranged. Every rock repositioned into geometric patterns. This isn't chaos. It's design." Dr. Park exhaled slowly. "No species we know, none, has ever demonstrated this level of engineering. Not in 400 years. Not in 4,000. The Admiral's voice was calm, though her heart raced. "Take us in closer. Weapons ready, but don't engage." "Should we attempt contact?" Choi asked. "Not yet," Quan said. "First, we see. The starbound Unity glided deeper into Sol. What they saw silenced the bridge. Mars, once a barren desert, now gleamed with oceans and forests. Cities covered continents, linked by bridges that stretched across entire horizons. Its sky was no longer thin and red, but deep blue, thick with life. And Earth. Earth was unrecognizable. Space elevators stretched from continents into orbit, connected to rings of colossal platforms. The night side of the planet glowed with cities covering every surface. Humanity had not only survived, they had flourished beyond imagination. Dr. Park's hands shook as he checked his instruments. Admiral, the population estimates are staggering. Each orbital habitat holds billions. With hundreds of them, we may be looking at trillions of humans. The bridge fell silent. Then Choi's voice broke through. Admiral, we're being scanned. By whom? I don't know. Their technology is beyond ours. They know we're here. Before Quan could answer, the main view screen lit up. A face appeared. Human. Young, dark-haired, eyes calm and confident. He wore clothing both simple and elegant, as though designed not to impress, but to express balance. When he spoke, his galactic standard was flawless. Greetings. I am Leaf, son of the Sol Defense Corps. You are in Terran space. State your identity and purpose. Quan stepped forward, her voice steady. I am Admiral Quan He-jin of the Galactic Federation vessel Starbound Unity. We come in peace, seeking to re-establish contact with humanity after 4 centuries of silence. Leaf smiled faintly. Admiral Quan He-jin. We've been expecting someone. The galaxy has grown, turbulent. You've been watched. You've been watching us? Quan asked. We watch many things. Signals lit up on their console. Please follow the guidance paths we've sent. You will be escorted to Mars for proper dialogue. There is much to discuss. The screen went dark. Quan turned to her officers. Dr. Park's voice was hushed. Admiral, did you notice? There was no communication delay. None at all. His responses were instant, as if he knew what we would say before we said it. Quan stared at the black screen, feeling the weight of history pressing down on her. Follow their guidance, she said. Prepare for anything. Humanity has changed, far more than we imagined. The Starbound Unity followed its escorts, small, sleek vessels unlike anything in Federation records. Choi scanned them carefully. Admiral, these ships have no detectable crews. No life signs. They're piloting themselves. They're drones? Quan asked. No, Choi said slowly. Something else. They're alive in a way our scanners don't understand. Ahead, a massive orbital station appeared, shaped like a silver flower with 12 vast petals. Each petal could house 1,000,000 souls. It glittered in sunlight like living crystal. A woman's voice came through their comms. Calm, welcoming. Welcome to Mars Station Alpha. I am Kim Soo-jin, Chief Science Administrator of Sol. Please dock at Bay 17. We are eager to meet you. As the Unity locked into the station, Quan's mind whirled. Humanity had not simply advanced. They had leapt beyond anything the galaxy had known. And they were waiting. The Starbound Unity docked with Mars Station Alpha, its massive airlocks closing like the petals of a flower. The hum of energy surrounded the ship, yet no weapon signatures appeared on their sensors. Instead, there was a sense of precision, as if every movement of the station had been rehearsed for centuries. Admiral Quan led her team down the ramp into the station's heart. She had seen dozens of Federation starports across the galaxy, but nothing compared to this. The docking bay itself was a cathedral of light and balance. Transparent floors revealed vast gardens and running rivers beneath. Above, a dome of living crystal shifted colors with the rising of the Martian sun. People walked calmly through the corridors, humans, but somehow, different. Their movements were graceful, their eyes sharp, and they radiated a quiet confidence that unsettled even the most hardened soldiers. Beside her, Dr. Park whispered, "These people, they don't move like civilians. They move like a society that has lived with discipline for generations." Quan said nothing. She felt it too. A welcoming party approached. At its head walked Kim Soo-jin, the chief science administrator who had spoken to them. Her presence was calm, her voice smooth. "Admiral Quan Hei-jin. Welcome to Seoul. It has been 4 centuries since humanity closed its doors. You are the first from the outside to step here since." Quan bowed slightly. "We thank you for this honor. The Federation has long wondered why Earth remained silent." Soo-jin studied her, eyes calm but unyielding. The galaxy was unstable. At the time of our departure, empires rose and fell. Wars raged over trade routes. Humanity was not ready to take part. So, we stepped back. We chose silence over submission. Dr. Park frowned. "And in that silence, you built all this?" Soo-jin gestured for them to follow. As they walked, the delegation witnessed a society that defied comprehension. Children learned beside machines that adjusted their lessons in real time. Workers and scientists moved side by side with constructs of shimmering energy, half biological, half technological. No one seemed hurried. No one seemed desperate. There was a rhythm, as if the entire population moved to the same quiet song. Choi whispered, "Admiral, look at them. No poverty, no visible military presence, no signs of stress. I don't understand how a society this large holds together." Soo-jin overheard. She did not seem offended. "Discipline," she said simply. "For 500 years, humanity has lived under the knowledge that we cannot waste. Not time. Not resources. Not ourselves. Every Terran knows their role. Every Terran knows the cost of weakness." She led them into a vast observatory that looked out across Mars. Oceans glittered where once there had been dust. Cities spanned continents in harmonious arcs of light. "This is Mars," Soo-jin said softly. "The first proof that humanity could change its own destiny. We did not terraform it with brute force. We evolved ourselves, designed symbiotic technologies that would reshape not only the planet, but us." Dr. Park's brow furrowed. "Evolved yourselves? What do you mean?" Soo-jin turned, her gaze steady. "You still think of humanity as the species you once knew. You look at us and think we are simply human. But we are not merely human anymore. We are Terran." She touched a panel, and the observatory filled with shifting holograms. Genetic maps. Neural networks. Energy fields swirling around human silhouettes. We rewrote our biology. We are stronger. Faster. More resilient. Diseases that once killed us are myths now. Our lifespans extend for centuries. And our minds are tuned. Each Terran is connected to the chorus, a network of thought and memory that links us. We are individuals, but we are never alone." Choi stiffened. "That sounds like control." "Not control," Soo-jin corrected. "Harmony. A Terran may withdraw from the chorus at will. But why would one wish to? In unity, we are more than ourselves. We share knowledge instantly. We anticipate one another's needs. We create without waste. Tell me, Lieutenant, is your Federation as free as it claims? Or is it bound by the chaos of voices never listening to one another?" The word struck deeper than Choi expected. She said nothing. Admiral Quan kept her voice measured. "You have advanced in ways we cannot fully understand. But the Federation sent us for a reason. Across the galaxy, wars erupt. Civilizations collapse. There are whispers that humanity has built weapons capable of shifting the balance. The Council wishes to know, are you preparing to intervene? For the first time, Su Jin's composure wavered. Intervene? No. The galaxy must learn its own lessons. But, she paused, choosing her words carefully. We are not blind. We see the storms rising. And we know that sooner or later, the galaxy will come here, whether we wish it or not. She turned to face them fully. That is why we waited. To show the Federation that Terrans are not prey to be hunted, nor allies to be manipulated. We are something else now. And we will decide when and how we engage. Before Quan could answer, the floor beneath them shimmered. A projection filled the room, the soul system itself, pulsing with streams of energy like blood through veins. The colossal ring around Sol glowed. Its sheer scale made the Admiral's breath catch. What is that? She whispered. Su Jin's voice was quiet. The Aegis. Our shield. The ring you see is not simply a wall of metal. It is alive. A symbiotic construct, grown and built from the remains of worlds we sacrificed. It protects our system from intrusion, filters stellar radiation, and powers our civilizations. With it, we are untouchable. Dr. Park's voice trembled. This is technology centuries, no, millennia, beyond anything we've seen. Not even the Harari or the Kithari builders could achieve this. Su Jin's gaze sharpened. Do not mistake us for the Federation's children. We did not crawl into the stars only to beg for scraps. Humanity disappeared because we saw what the galaxy was. And we chose to become something the galaxy could not touch. Silence filled the chamber. Then Su Jin's tone softened. Admiral, I know why you truly came. The Federation fears us. They wonder if the silence meant we were broken, or waiting. Let me assure you, we are not broken. But we are waiting. Because there is more than the Federation. More than its wars. More than its politics. Her eyes darkened. You are not ready to hear what we have seen in the depths beyond Orion's arm. But you will. One day. Quan felt the weight of those words sink into her bones. When the delegation returned to the star-bound Unity, the Admiral stood alone in her quarters, staring at the images burned into her memory, oceans on Mars, orbitals built from Jupiter, the living Aegis around the Sun. She whispered to herself, humanity did not vanish. They ascended. And somewhere in her heart, a new fear took root. If Terrans had become something beyond human, what did that mean for the rest of the galaxy? The star-bound Unity drifted in Mars' orbit, its crew restless after what they had seen. Word of Earth's transformation spread through the delegation like wildfire, yet Admiral Quan forbade any reports to the Federation until their mission was complete. She knew one thing with certainty, if the Council learned too quickly, panic would follow. But that night, a message arrived. Not through the ship's comms, but directly into their quarters, projected as if the walls themselves were speaking. Su Jin's voice echoed softly. Admiral Quan. The time has come to show you why we withdrew from the galaxy. Moments later, shuttles carried the delegation deep beneath the Martian crust. They entered vast caverns lit by bioluminescent growths, stretching so far that their boundaries vanished into shadow. At the center stood a structure, black, smooth, impossibly ancient. This, Su Jin said, is the reason. Dr. Park stepped forward, her breath catching. That isn't Terran design. No, Su Jin agreed. It was here long before us. We discovered fragments of it in the Kuiper Belt centuries ago. What you see is only a shard of something much greater, something that drifts between galaxies. We call them the architects. At the word, a chill swept through the delegation. Su Jin touched the black surface, and it awakened. Light rippled across its skin, forming shapes, not words, but impressions. Civilizations rising. Civilizations burning. Stars consumed like kindling. The galaxy believes it understands danger, Su Jin said. It fears empires, wars, invasions. But those are the struggles of children in a sandbox. The true threat is older. Patient. And it comes not from within, but from beyond. The hologram shifted. Great structures appeared around stars, harnessing them until they went dark. Fleets of living machines stretched like tendrils across voids thousands of light years wide. And always, at the center, a single repeated shape, a black spiral, devouring. Lieutenant Choi's face went pale. You're saying, these things destroyed entire galaxies? Su Jin's voice was calm. Not destroyed. Harvested. They do not kill for war or conquest. They dismantle life because life is fuel. And we Terrans realized, 5 centuries ago, that they were coming here. Dr. Park whispered, why hasn't the Federation seen this? With our telescopes, our deep space monitors, surely. Because you weren't looking in the right way, Su Jin interrupted. You were too busy with politics, with borders, with squabbles over trade. Terrans had only one task, survival. We rewrote ourselves, we built the Aegis, we forged unity, because we knew what was waiting in the dark. The delegation stood in stunned silence. Finally, Admiral Quan found her voice. If what you say is true, then why tell us now? Why not warn the entire Federation? Su Jin's eyes were steady, her tone like iron. Because the Federation is not ready. You cannot fight the architects with disunity. You cannot resist them with pride and mistrust. If we told your council, they would deny it, argue, fracture. We waited until one among you came here, one who would see with her own eyes. And now you have. Quan's throat tightened. She had faced battles, sieges, betrayals. But nothing compared to this. An enemy that did not hate, did not negotiate, only consumed. And what will Terrans do? She asked quietly. Su Jin's answer was just as quiet. We will endure. We always have. The next day, the starbound Unity prepared to depart. Mars Station provided no escorts, no fanfare. Only silence, as though humanity's revelation was too heavy for celebration. Before departure, Su Jin met Admiral Quan one last time. You came here to measure us, Su Jin said. Now you know. Terrans are not a forgotten colony. We are the seed of something the galaxy does not yet understand. Quan nodded slowly. And the Federation, what should we tell them? Su Jin placed a hand on her shoulder. Tell them the truth, if they can bear it. But remember this, when the architects come, the galaxy will look for leaders. And whether you accept it or not, those leaders will be Terran. When the starbound Unity re-entered slip space, the delegation sat in silence. No one argued. No one spoke of politics or power. Each of them carried the same image burned into their minds, the spiral of black consuming the stars. In her quarters, Admiral Quan recorded her report to the council. She chose her words carefully, knowing they could ignite panic, or prepare the galaxy for what lay ahead. Her final words lingered long after the recording ended. Humanity is not lost. They are waiting. And when the dark comes for us all, they will not be the ones in need of saving. They will be the ones who decide if we deserve to survive. Months later, deep in Federation space, whispers spread. Traders spoke of Terran ships glimpsed at the edges of dying stars. Explorers claimed to have seen structures that were not built by any known hand, watching silently from the void. And across the galaxy, the Harari, an ancient and neutral race, sent a single message to every civilization. The architects are moving. Prepare your souls. Only the Terrans have faced them and lived. In the darkness between galaxies, something vast stirred. The spiral turned. And for the first time in 500,000 years, the galaxy realized it was not the center of its own story.